Hey everybody, welcome to what is the third episode, I guess it's an episode of Bang Pop What, where you get to watch me, an old guy who just got into guns, kind of share his experiences as I work my way through all that there is with guns. I've learned a ton in the short time I've been collecting, and just thought I would share that with YouTube because I learned a lot by watching YouTube. Again, I'm old, spent my whole life obsessing over pop culture, and recently that obsession has turned to guns, and the gun that really started all is the gun I'm talking about today. It's a Sig Sauer P226. If I were good at video editing, I would have lights shining down and angels singing when I talk about this gun, because spoiler alert, I love it. I'm gonna talk really well about it and gush about it for the next 10 minutes or so. But again, this is kind of the gun that started my gun obsession. When I made the decision to try to find a gun, this was the gun, after my research, I wanted to try and get. And again, it's legendary. I did tons of research, and this is the one I chose. Amazing reputation, used by militaries, but especially used by the Navy SEALs. And I thought if it's good enough for those guys, it's good enough for me to keep on my nightstand at night. However, if you saw my last episode, the first gun I ever bought, this gun was not available when I went to my local store to buy it. As a matter of fact, no store in the area had seen one in years. All they see are like a striker fire polymer guns, which is fine, but no one had any steel or metal frame hammer fired guns. So I went up buying mk P30L, which is an amazing gun. I raved about it in the last episode. Great gun, and I bought that at my local gun shop, Ozark Armory in Springdale, Arkansas. Great store, great customer service. While I was there, I tried every gun, and I wound up with the H&K. But I kept going back quite often just to check for ammo, because there's also an ammo shortage. And a couple of weeks after I bought my H&K, I was just back in checking for ammo, and one of the guys, not the guy that waited on me, said, "Weren't you looking for the Sig Sauer P226?" And again, he wasn't the guy that waited on me. He just overheard me talking to the other guys. And I said, "Yep, sure was." And he says, "We got one." And he went in the back and grabbed it. So I thought you'd be back for some ammo, so I've saved this for you. And so I told them when I was looking that was the gun I wanted. And I told them I'd probably buy it if they ever got one, right? And so I had to buy it. So I talked to my wife, because I just bought a very expensive gun, so now I can buy a more expensive gun. And my wife, who's awesome, said, "Yep, go right ahead." Now remember, I've also told my wife that we're going to be internet gazillionaires because I'm making YouTube videos talking about guns. So I need to keep buying more guns and making more videos so we can make more gazillions. The gazillions haven't started rolling in yet, but when they do, I'll share it with everybody and solve world peace. Anyway, so to get to all that, I got the 226, and I love this gun. Again, I'm going to gush about it for the next little bit. Brief history: the gun was introduced in '83, early '80s, '83, '84. It was submitted for military approval, a military use against the Beretta 92, I think, to replace the gun they had used for years. And the Beretta 92 actually won. So most of the arms of the military all chose the Beretta 92, mostly because of cost. But the thing that made this gun legendary is the team that chose to use this gun instead, and that was the Navy SEALs. And it became epic right after that. Usually in these videos, I try to reference pop culture, like a movie that the gun is in. I looked this gun up. It's in more movies than I've ever watched in my entire life, and I've watched a lot of movies. The list is epic. So it's been in a lot of movies. It's just iconic in all measures. But the real selling point was the SEALs used it. And this is the 226 Mark 25, which has got the little anchor on there for the Navy SEALs. That may be tacky, that may be cool, it could be a tramp stamp, could be an iconic thing. I like it. I'm super excited about it. I think this gun is also treated with special coating on the inside to prevent corrosion in case you're shooting in the water, which it would not be. But again, it's a pretty amazing gun. So I'll talk a bit more about this, do some close-up magic, do a faux unboxing, and maybe take it down. For quick safety check: the gun is unloaded. There's no magazine in the chamber, and no magazine loaded, and the chamber is empty. So you can see through there. Get nice and clean. Check visually, check our fingers, all good. So the gun is clear. I checked it before I started, checked it here. So if I point the gun at you, no one freak out because the bullet won't travel through space. So the things I love about this gun, the weight, first of all. Again, the first gun I have has a polymer frame. It's nice, it feels good. But this is steel rail and aluminum body. So it's not the heaviest gun I have, but it's still a very meaty gun. I didn't check the weight, I didn't check the specs, but when you have this, you know you have something pretty special. Again, no cocking serrations on the front for what that's worth. You got them on the back. Slide is super easy to manipulate. Springs are great. It's got your takedown lever here, which we'll look at later. Got the curved trigger, as well as the decocker right here, and slide release. This is a double action, single action gun, so I'm sure most of you guys know that. In case you don't, the first trigger pull cocks the hammer and fires the gun. Double action. There's one, there's two. Once the gun is cycled, the gun will be cocked automatically. It goes to single action. Again, I don't have the fancy testing tools, but it is a very heavy first pull as expected. And after that, every pull is nice and smooth. Amazing trigger on this gun. Of all the guns I own, I shoot this one the best. It could be the weight, it could be the sights, it could be just the way I can handle the gun and don't pull it. It could all be in my head. I don't know, but of all the guns I have, I'm seem to be most accurate with this one, including my guns with dots on it. So, just a great gun. But to finish going back through it, sorry, I got distracted. So the decocker, which this is the only gun I have that has a decocker. If the gun is cocked and you want to take it out of that action, just pull down pretty aggressively on the decocker here, and the hammer comes down and does not strike the ammunition, just like that. So let me do it again because the trigger also moves. Take down here, pull, and there you go. Also the slide release on the left. If I had to pick one thing I didn't love about the gun, and there's really not much, initially it was because it's only good for right-handed people. There's nothing on this side for a lefty like me that allows me to release a slide, do magazine release. Oh, by the way, here is the magazine release, just a button on the side here, and the magazines do drop right out. My magazines are all loaded, so I won't throw one in there just to prevent a crisis. But really solid magazine release. The grips, again, feel great. I'm not sure what they are. They're probably some type of polymer, but nice and good texture. Just fits my hand. I have fairly good sized hands, I think. Again, magazine releases here. I think I hit all the highlights there. The one thing I did do, I did add a light or a laser to this gun. Again, it's the second gun I ever bought, so I geeked out. I threw a flashlight on the first gun, which I've since taken off. I threw a laser on this guy, just thinking at night, if the bad guy's in the house and the laser's on him, that could be a deterrent to keep you from having to pull the trigger and just get them out of the house. If not, you pull the trigger. And again, let's see, what else I want to say about the gun. That's that. Let me do a quick faux unboxing for you, then we'll take it apart and I'll let you go on your way. So the gun does come in typical Sig hard case, plastic case, whether it's not super hard. And I'll get on to this so I don't have to change the camera. When you open this up, it comes with just standard foam inside. Let me adjust this down slightly. Standard foam inserts and things. You have ads for Sig ammunition, the NRA, Sig ammo, Sig cleaning supplies, a letter of authenticity. It does seem to be very authentic. More ammo, as well as the owner's manual. Second gun I ever bought. Yes, I read every word of the owner's manual. Don't judge me. As well as the lock. And I also got some Sig oil, which I have not yet cracked open. But the gun has been cleaned religiously. It also comes with two 15-round magazines, again, all steel, the metal bottoms. Again, really nice package. I'll put this back up. Sorry for all the movement. Again, the gun is just my favorite gun to shoot. It's a favorite gun I own. If something goes bump in the night, this is the one that I grab. I'll probably end up buying the other versions of it, like in Legion, and even look for older versions made in Germany or West Germany back in the day. So love the gun. Let's see if I can do a quick takedown for you, and then we'll be done. So I'll lower this just a bit. I even geeked out about the Sig 226 mat. I have Sig Sig shirts, Sig hats. Totally a fanboy. Sorry. Not sorry. But quick takedown of the gun. Once you rack the slide back and lock it, like such. The takedown lever is here. Just pull this guy down. Very easy to pull down. Then release the slide. Comes right off. Nice and easy. Again, nice aluminum frame, nice and weighty on the inside. There's all your internals. Here you've got just your guide rod and spring. Quick funny story about the spring in a second. as well as your barrel. And there you have takedown. To reassemble it, it's kind of the same thing. Just reverse it, barrel goes back in. And you install your guide rod and spring. I thought Sig had sold me a rusty spring. If you can see the color or the colorations here, it's got kind of a rust look to it. So I was going to call them and say, hey, I spent a ton of money on one of your guns that I love. I got a rusty spring, what gives? Turns out that it's not rust, that's paint, and it's to distinguish the spring weight. All the Sigs apparently have different color tips on them to designate the weight of the gun. So I install the guide rod back in here. Clamps down right there, just like that. I'm going to take it back the other way that was. Slide back across. Realign the takedown lever with this notch right there. You can slip it right back up. Release the slide, and you're good to go. Double action, single action, double action, single action. Again, another close-up view just for fun of the trigger. Again, heavy first pull here, but then the reset is nice and short and very sweet. So great gun. It eats everything I put in it. It's never misfired. It shoots everything really well. So my favorite gun ever. I've got some other guns I'll talk about in the future, but this is the one that got me started on guns in general, and this is just, again, my favorite gun in the world. So thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. Bye. Oh, hey, almost forgot to mention the sights. I guess they're Sig Lightning Sights. I'm not sure what they're called, but they're awesome in low light situations. Easy to spot during the day, and they look great in low light situations too. And my son is playing a trumpet in the background. The end.